On today's documentary, I drive a car.
That was shit. Do it again.
I chat with some Scousers.
You sell United shirts?
Yeah, lad, we sold out this morning.
And a woman tells me what happens to Southerners that visit Liverpool.
There's a local slave thing on Pall Mall.
Unique, humour, passion, loud. Just some of the words used to describe a certain group of people known as Scousers. Now, I've lived here for the last 3 years and I've noticed that the people here aren't like any other place I've ever been, and I've been to at least 3 places. But is it true that people from here identify themselves as Scouse rather than English? And is it also true that they don't like England or want anything to do with it at all? None who could ever reach me was a son of a preacher man. I said, oh. To understand the mentality of a Scouse person, we must first understand where their history comes from. For example, where does the term Scouse even originate from? I didn't lock the doors because I'm entering Liverpool. I just happened to feel like pressing the lock doors button at that exact moment in time. There's no correlation.
The term Scouse comes all the way back to before the Second World War. Scouse, short for lobscouse, being a stew that was served in Liverpool to seamen that docked there. The dish was so particular to Liverpool, quite frequently, seamen would say to Merseyside men, "Oh, you come from the place of Scouse," only one step away from calling a Liverpool man a Scouser.
For the purposes of this obviously groundbreaking documentary, I'm going to be getting into the nitty-gritty, and by that I mean I'm going to be talking to some real-life Scouse people. And I know just where to find some, because luckily for me, I live with some. Hey, right, man. Basically just doing a documentary at the moment and talking about Scouse people, and obviously with you being Scouse, I was wondering...
No, I'm from Canada.
You're a wolf. Hey, right, man.
What's going on here?
Basically, just ignore that. Basically just doing like a little documentary at the moment on Scouse people, and just, you know, I was wondering if maybe because you're Scouse I could kind of get your kind of...
What do you mean about?
Well, you're from Liverpool, aren't you?
No, I'm not your mum.
Oh, yeah? Wait, where's your silly little accent from then?
Mate, I'm from Yorkshire. Like, fuck up.
Rude.
Since my clearly Scouse flatmates weren't interested in taking part, I thought what better place to find other Scouse people than the streets of Liverpool.
So ferry, cross the Mersey, 'cause this land's the place.
So what do you think?
Evidently, the Scouse people see me as an intruder to their culture and refuse to let me into their mystical secrets. I'd have an easier time trying to get a leprechaun to lead me to his pot of gold. Clearly, I had to ingratiate myself by using their own terminology.
Nice crepes them, lad. Oh, nice crepes. Oh, mate, I've been jibbed. That's west, that. Oh, mate, it's Baltic out here. Excuse me, do you know where I can buy a Ket wig?
A what?
A Ket wig?
What's that?
Can anyone bum me a bifter? Anyone? A's there. A's there.
After receiving no response to my chants, I packed it in. I did manage, however, to talk to this local Liverpool man.
Brilliant. And what is it you do for a living then?
Product redistribution.
Product redistribution. So what does that involve exactly then?
Well, I'd take things that people don't want anymore and give them to other people.
Oh, sounds brilliant. Are you on your way to work now? Are you in today?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, if I stopped you on your way there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to absolutely carry on with your... Get onto it, mate. Go for it. Nice to meet you. See, there's these stereotypes and it's completely untrue and they harm people, and it's a shame that really they exist, but he was lovely. You know, I'd love to meet more people like that. Brilliant people.
And I did, a few minutes later, as this local lady told me about one of the safer pubs in Liverpool that's been shut down just last week.
It used to die in there and everything, it's haunted to death.
One thing to note about Liverpool is its tabloids and their unique approach to journalism. So, I headed out of the centre and sat down for a quiet little read.
A popular publisher of Scouse news is the Liverpool Echo. If you've never heard of the Liverpool Echo before, you truly are missing out. They provide top quality journalism, with stories like Chloe Ferry shows off new look after having lip fillers removed, or who could forget the numerous times that they publish stories based on that very reliable source of information of comments that Primark shoppers have made on Instagram? Yes, they actually do this. Overall, the Liverpool Echo is a complete disservice to the people of Liverpool. It's an entirely biased tabloid that only publishes drivel and clickbait in its ever-thirsty search for relevance. In fact, they have one of the lowest Trustpilot ratings for any UK tabloid, and despite this being an absolute fact, they have the nerve to publish an article about themselves talking about how they're a trusted news source. I mean, it's like a burglar robbing your house with your TV under his arm and then telling you it's not yours. I mean, honestly. This has nothing to do with the documentary, by the way. I just pray that my worst enemies never have to read, "People in Birkenhead don't want paninis, they want sausage rolls. This is a sausage roll town."
Indeed.
Now you might be watching this and thinking, this is rubbish, this bloke's clearly just taking the piss out of Scouse people. And that's simply just not true. I'm actually taking this subject very seriously. However, let's leave the outside world now and go to my favourite place, the internet. In the past, if people didn't like the way something was, they would come together and create a petition in efforts to change that something. And in 2022, people still do this, except they do it online, and they do it on websites like change.org. And well, they don't exactly do much. And this is due to a couple of reasons. The first one being that on the internet, no one knows if a signature is authentic. It could be provided by any man or his dog. And the second is the quality of the petitions being made. For example, the petition for Obama to construct a Death Star. And wouldn't you know, there's coincidentally one for Liverpool on here called Independence for a Republic of Liverpool with over 14,000 signatures. Now, I'm not saying that I, or anyone else for that matter, is making fun of this petition, but I can't help but feel people are being a slight bit dramatic when I read comments like, "I'm signing because I hope to seek asylum there when it happens." Makes it seem like the rest of Britain is some sort of communist dictatorship comparable to North Korea, which I don't think we're quite there yet. However, if you are watching, Bethan, I do sincerely hope that you manage to seek asylum from the war-torn land of Walsall, Birmingham. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Of course, it is Liverpool's political views that separate it most from the rest of the UK. Research shows that the city has historically bucked the trend of national politics, having itself a distinct culture and therefore outlook.
At least that's what this wiki article says, which, as we all know, are extremely reliable in terms of information. Oh, hang on. Ooh, don't like that. Remember, kids, always censor bad words. What I'm going to do now, before I offend any more people, is deliver the conclusion in the form of a rather witty weather forecast, which may actually in fact offend more people. Thanks, Harry. Political weather now. We start in the southwest of England with the 2017 general elections. As we can see, there's a high concentration of Conservative snow which blankets most of England. Getting warmer though, as we travel further north, we can see Labour heat waves in the northwest of England. If we fast forward to 2019, we can see a large Tory downpour where we saw those Labour heat waves, but the rain is staying out of Liverpool and neighbouring areas will remain warm. This has generated high pressure for the heat wave areas though. Moving completely north, and we can see the barometric pressure in Scotland as it continues to give England the middle finger as usual. However, to completely visualise that north and southwest divide, we're going to switch maps to the locations of Waitroses scattered around the UK. As we can see down in the south, the upmarket brand is very widely populated, and as we move further north, it does become more sparse. So to summarise, shitstorms. So yes, it would appear that due to political reasons, Liverpool does want its own independent state, at least some people do, to be more representative of its citizens. Now, as a Welsh person myself, I'm not saying I agree, but I certainly do understand, because we've been England's bitch for centuries. Hello, Pig Surprise viewers. This is usually the part of the video where I would thank my patrons, but as I've been so inactive on YouTube, I actually have none right now. So if you would like to help me out in the countless hours that I put into these videos, please go visit my Patreon. Link is the first one in the description, and I would love to be able to read out your name at the end of my next video, which will be soon. So until next time, see ya.